If you've been anywhere near the world of tech lately, you know that the universe of AI tools is just exploding. It seriously feels like a brand new must-have app launches every single day. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to build a practical guide to help you pick the perfect AI for any job you have, not just for today, but for the years to come.
So, does looking at the whole AI landscape kind of make your head spin a little bit? Yeah? If you've ever felt lost or confused or just totally overwhelmed by the crazy number of options out there, I gotta tell you, you are not alone. That is a super common feeling, and honestly, it's for a really good reason.
And look, that feeling, it's completely justified. As AI expert Ishan Sharma puts it, there has been a humongous wave of AI tools being launched every single day. That is not an exaggeration. We've gone from just a few big names to this incredibly crowded marketplace, and it feels like it happened overnight. But don't you worry, we're about to bring some serious order to all this chaos. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about this tool explosion. Then we'll introduce a super simple but really powerful way to think about it: general versus specialist AI. After that, we'll meet your everyday AI partners, explore a whole toolkit of specialists, and then wrap it all up with the thing you're going to want to save, the ultimate AI cheat sheet. Okay, first up, the AI tool explosion. It is so easy to feel like you need to know about hundreds of different tools just to keep up. But here's the secret. It's not about knowing every single tool. It's about having a simple mental model to organize the chaos and figure out exactly where each one fits.
So, let's build that mental model. This right here, this is the core idea that's gonna bring all the clarity you need. We're dividing the entire AI landscape into just two main categories. You've got your general purpose AI and your specialist AI. Seriously, understanding this one little distinction is the key to everything else.
All right, think of it like this. On one side, you have the general purpose AIs. Let's call them the thinkers. These are your creative partners, like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. You use them to brainstorm, to reason through a problem, and to get those first drafts down. Then on the other side, you have the specialist AIs. Let's call them the doers. These are tools that are finely tuned for one specific job. Think of them like a search scalpel for finding facts with insane precision.
So let's start with those thinkers. This is your everyday AI team. And while the big three generalists might seem like they all do the same thing, they each have a distinct, kind of hidden superpower that makes them amazing at very different things. First up, the OG, ChatGPT. And while other models have definitely caught up in terms of raw power, its core superpower is still, in my opinion, unmatched. Pure, simple obedience.
So what do I even mean by obedience? Well, it's the ability to take a long, complicated set of instructions, like a checklist with 15 steps, and just follow every single one perfectly without skipping or changing a thing. Where other AI might get a little creative and try to improvise, ChatGPT just does exactly what you tell it to do, every time. And that makes it absolutely perfect for any task with a ton of moving parts. So for example, if you give it a super detailed hiring rubric with a dozen different requirements, it will hit every single one. The bottom line is this: when you absolutely positively need to trust that every instruction will be followed to the letter, you start with ChatGPT. Next up is Google's Gemini. Now, where ChatGPT wins on just following the rules, Gemini's superpower is something else entirely. It's called multimodality. So what on earth is multimodality? It just means that Gemini can natively understand and process video, audio, images, and text all at the same time in a single prompt. It can literally watch video for you or listen to an audio file. And when you combine that with its absolutely massive 1 million token context window, well, it can handle huge files that would make other models just give up. I mean, just think about the possibilities here. You can give it a video recording of a meeting, the slide deck that was used, and a photo you snapped of the whiteboard notes, and just ask it to mash all three of those up into one summary email. That is something that only Gemini can really do in one go. It's kind of wild. And rounding out our big three is Anthropic's Claude. Now, its superpower is all about creating these remarkably high-quality first drafts. So in plain English, that just means Claude's output, whether it's an email or a chunk of computer code, is often so much closer to a finished product right from the start. You'll find yourself doing way fewer revisions because it just has this incredible grasp of style and tone and structure right out of the gate. And this superpower really, really shines in a couple of areas. First, Developers will tell you that Claude consistently writes functional code that just works on the first try more often than its competitors. And second, it's just exceptionally good at polishing your writing, tightening up an argument or perfectly matching your own unique writing style after seeing just a few examples. All right, so we've met the thinkers. Now it's time to move on to the doers. This is your specialist toolkit, a curated list of tools, each one designed to do one specific job and do it flawlessly.
So let's meet the team. Need fast, accurate, cited info? You use Perplexity. Need answers that come only from your own documents? Notebook LM. Want to write with your voice instead of your hands? Whisperflow. Design a website from a simple prompt? Replit Design. AI filmmaking? Hixfield AI. Creating slides packed with data? Kimi Slides. And for building those complex automated workflows, you've got tools like N8N. See? Each one is a master of its own little craft.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. We've met the generalists, we've met the specialists. Now it's time for the final section, where we put it all together into one single powerful takeaway, the AI cheat sheet.
This is it. This is the one slide you're going to want to screenshot because it guides all your decisions. If your task is super complex with a lot of steps, you pick the obedient generalist, ChatGPT. If it involves mixing video, audio, and images, you call on the multimodal master, Gemini. If you need a beautifully polished final draft, you go to the quality writer, Claude. And for all those other specific jobs, you just pick your specialist. It's that simple. This is your mental model for choosing the right tool every single time.
And here's the really cool part. These tools don't just work alone. They're even more powerful when you use them as a team. So let's just imagine you're building a new marketing campaign. You could start with Gemini to brainstorm ideas using video clips and random notes. Then you jump over to Perplexity to check your stats. Next, you hand all those rough ideas to Claude to write the final marketing copy. And to wrap it all up, Replit Design creates a stunning landing page. That's a full workflow, powered by the right AI at each step. So here's the real takeaway from all this. You don't need to go out and try all 100+ tools that are out there. You just need to understand this one framework, the thinkers versus the doers. This mental model lets you look at any new AI tool and immediately get where it fits and what it's for. So at the end of the day, the question isn't really which tool is the best. The real question is, now that you have a framework to build your very own team of AI specialists, what are you going to build? You've got the guide, you know who the players are. Now the rest is up to you. Thanks for tuning into this explainer.